Welcome to Coffees, Conversations, and Keepin It Real, where I am Trina George, and this is my co-host, Phil Marcel.
Thank you. I gave a pause because Trina had to go in and do that intro. I've been doing it.
He did it to me.
Trying to get you out of yourself now. Come on, Trina George. But, man, we have our good friend on, Jordan Shapot, man.
Yeah, Shapot. But you know that.
I do.
Maybe
but
I should have done it.
It's funny, yeah.
I like Shapot, though.
Yeah, I think everybody wants to do that.
Everybody
Being
wants
an
to do
artist,
it.
everybody's like, oh, he must be French.
Yeah.
But
No, yeah, man, for sure. Well, thank you for coming on, man.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Being able to share your story with us and stuff like that. Keeping it real with us. I know you do, because you're always real, man. We always have good conversations and stuff.
Absolutely.
We just came off of a show that we did at the Brick in Ocala, Show Motel Florida Collective, called Multiples. Yes, so it was pretty dope. But I think,
we had a lot of fun.
Yeah, are you going to post your work? Because being that it's down now, you know what I'm saying? Are you going to do it like on social?
Yeah, I started posting a little bit from the show, but they were more just kind of teasers to get people out.
Right.
Yeah, now that the show's over, I'll probably be putting some stuff on Instagram and Facebook and all that jazz.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about too, man. I think I posted one thing yesterday. I was just like, it's kind of over now, so.
Yeah. But
yeah. And I think
it's fresh to so many people still. So.
Absolutely. So tell us about what you do and what type of artist you are, man.
I'm a fine artist. I predominantly work with paint. So do a lot of figurative work. I'm often work with a lot of like bold, expressive colors, and I like to be a little wild, I suppose. But one of my favorite things is kind of riding that fine line between abstract and representational art. So that's always a lot of fun for me. But yeah.
How did you get started in it? Like with the painting part, was it always painting?
Well, I've been doing art since day one. I feel like I remember back in the day, like my dad drew like a Ninja Turtle for me, and I must have been like 3 or 4 or something like that.
Yeah.
I was just like I don't know, it was this
blown.
big epiphany. Yeah,
Wow.
I was just totally
man.
that all of these cartoons that I was watching were hand drawn, and it was just that like art is a thing, and I don't know, it was just like all suddenly clicked.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess it was just a way to, keep occupied and whatnot. But and then I just started getting recognition when I was younger. Just I guess spending a lot of time with it. A cousin of mine used to draw a lot as well, so we doodle together and family time. And it's it just kind of cultivated, and it's been an exciting journey. It's just starting, really, I feel.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up. How did it get to the point where you wanted to do it as a career?
Once again, I don't know. I think shortly after that moment, I really wanted to pursue art, and it's funny. I used to I used to have these really high hopes of actually being a animator for Disney. This is when I was really young. I was like, I'm going to be an animator for Disney. And then when it's season, I'm going to be a professional baseball player. Oh, yeah. So I was like, I'm gonna juggle both of these outstanding lifestyles. And neither worked through. So yeah.
Right.
But yeah.
But it's cool because we get to see your art, man, out here on just like the realness of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like if you were an animator, you probably wouldn't have time to explore your own things a lot. It depends.
Yeah, I have some very good friends that are animators. It's definitely more of like a collective. It's a group that's working together for striving together for one goal. And
right.
Where I'm all alone.
Yeah.
Which is, I prefer it that way. But
yeah.
it's nice to be a part of a team sometimes.
I have to know if you still like the Ninja Turtles.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. I've not stayed up to date because they changed all the animation and stuff. They got all the new school, but it looks pretty fly still. So, yeah.
And who is your favorite baseball team?
Oh, boy. I guess probably just being from Central Florida, the Rays.
Okay.
And then
go Rays, because that's who my team is.
Too. My parents are both from New York, so yeah. I guess I kind of
the Shapots from
jumped
New York.
on that wagon.
Yeah.
Indeed, man. Indeed. What has it been like as far as being able to put shows together and stuff, knowing that you have, the basic necessities to do, but you don't want to feel the, because I understand it, a little bit, but I want you to explain it like you want to do the art, you want to be able to provide something for people to see, to view, to experience, but also in the back of your mind knowing that I just need a little bump from this just to get me through, you know what I'm saying? Life.
Sure, yeah. I often battle with that. It's it's an inner struggle I think that a lot of artists deal with, especially ones that are, trying to tackle their, their medium head on and just kind of like that's their shtick. So it's, I think it's pretty tough to find a nice balance, but it seems as if, I used to do like a lot more like commercial based stuff. Like for instance, I went to Savannah College of Art and Design in Savannah, Georgia, and I funny enough, I entered as an animation major, right?
Oh wow.
Still kind of hung up on that dream, I think. Then it's, can I swear on here?
Yeah, go for
it. Yeah, it scared the shit out of me. Totally. Yeah. So like
what about it?
Well, I had a storyboarding class and I was just like, holy moly, like this is very intense. And I think now, knowing what I know and everything, I think I'd be able to take it on a little better, but and especially I was transferring from a community college. I knew I always wanted to go to SCAD, and I was working with guidance counselors, but I was trying to knock out of some of those fundamentals without paying, SCAD tuition. So
right on. Yes.
So anyways, I really wound up just kind of running with that. I totally just lost my train of thought. Where are we?
Oh no, we because you're talking about
SCAD and
like the animation. You went in as an animator,
right? Yeah. So my roommate was in illustration, and I caught that, and I was like this is definitely way more up my alley. I mean, it was just a lot more like visceral mediums and just getting dirty and not all this computer work and this like refinement, and it just seemed a lot more expressive. And so I don't know, I just kind of fell into that, and I decided to change majors like right after my first quarter. So and so with that illustration came like this I entered illustration with the goal of being able to have that supply and demand. So it was really being able to kind of do what I want, but also, working with art directors and that kind of stuff, magazines, bands, doing album covers, posters, all that stuff. So, it's exciting, and it's a lot of fun working with people, but, it's just, it's a tough life. And, I just wanted, after really honing in on my style and like what I wanted to do, I think I started to develop my voice, and at that point I really became uninterested in the commercialized aspect of things, and don't get me wrong, I still freelance. It's you gotta survive, but
it kind of gives your art room to breathe.
Yeah,
you're able to kinda...
but I'm really trying to take on like this painting thing as hard as I can, because the sooner I can support, and I am supporting myself completely off of my art as of last year. I mean, it's been amazing, and and also terribly scary, but
Right.
it's exciting.
Yeah.
And just being able to do what you love and to get the recognition as well. I mean, I've been winning a lot of awards lately, and you know, just moving a lot of work. So it's nice to know that, you know, when I'm working in my studio sometimes, you know, you never know like what you're, you know, spending hundreds of hours on is going to even, you know, be received well by the community. So it's always a gamble, but it's nice to see that it is well received.
You said you've won some awards recently.
Yeah.
What kind of awards have you won?
So back in November 2018, this past year, I took home Best in Show at the Inverness Festival of the Arts.
Awesome.
I think there was, probably 150 or so artists, which I was just like blown away by.
Absolutely.
It was such an honor and completely humbling. And then I just recently was up here in Gainesville doing the Santa Fe College Springs Art Festival.
Yeah.
Okay.
And oddly enough, they lumped all of the 2D art together, photography and you know, painting and drawing and pastels and all of that. And I wound up taking second place in all of 2D, which was like, I mean, it was my first like real show in Gainesville, so that was very welcoming. And,
wow.
That was cool.
Amazing. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I sometimes I'm in disbelief, you know, that it's like actually happening.
So do you have a studio in your house?
I do. Yeah. It's, you know, it's kind of one of those living room, dining room,
I gotcha.
kitchen.
I gotcha.
Yeah. It's
you make it work,
all-inclusive.
right?
Right. Yeah.
Now, is there something that like do you ever have that moment like people like authors have writer's block? Do you ever have like painter's block?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I think any artist really goes
Has
through
that. Do you ever like have a special place you go to like get inspired? Like if you have that block or?
Yeah. You know, I think it oftentimes comes to me just out of the blue, and so I do like to there's like certain things that I like to get out of that funk. And I mean, one thing is sometimes you just got to push through it, and sometimes you just got to put yourself in your studio whether or not you want to be there and just, you know, start something, because once you start something and get the ball rolling, oftentimes things just kind of start falling into place. But I love nature, and so like that's always a nice way to kind of just go out and unwind. And I actually do some paintings out in nature, which aren't, you know, they aren't as involved. Like I don't have to put so much of myself into something that I'm going to be finishing within a couple hours, like on a, you know, natural scene. So you know, and I'm more or less painting what's in front of me, but it's just a nice way to put paint to canvas and to, you know, kind of push through. And once again, like you stumble across something and it kind of sparks your interest. But I also, I just recently started getting on this podcast thing and like listening to podcasts.
Yeah.
So
that's right. I remember us talking about it as we were hanging a show.
There's a couple great painting podcasts that I listen to, and
that's so cool.
Just hearing people talk about painting is exciting. And being from, I'm in Crystal River right now, so it's.
My brother lives in Crystal River.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, it's, as you know, then it's a very small area. Not a whole lot going on, and it's a relatively conservative area as far as the art scene. So it's just, yeah, it can be tough to get in really fun art conversations. So to be able to have a podcast or even just like talk to, you know, some friends, like, you know, connecting with Phil or you know, whatever. It's just, it's nice to be able to spitball with each other, or even just being with somebody within the same wavelength.
Yep, absolutely.
It's,
you can be straight up eating a hot dog together or something, man. Something simple, but just as long if you're together.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm drawing so much off of him, like energy-wise, it's inspired.
You guys are
kinda
connecting.
crazy. Oh yeah.
Oh, I
we
see.
can-
There's a connection
yeah,
here.
We do have a connection.
Yeah.
We do have a connection.
Yeah. No, we
yeah.
the Show Motel Collective that we're both a part of is really it's a lot of fun. We're a bunch of weirdos,
Yes.
a bunch of outcasts, if you will.
That's
So
right,
yeah,
man.
and I mean a lot of the artists within it do some more commercial work, but the whole thing with Show Motel is just kind of putting aside that consumerism and really just kind of creating this like guttural work.
Yeah.
It's fun, and I almost sometimes feel like we're just creating it for each other to be like,
think-
what have you been up to?
I think we really do, man. But I think the public like
how
benefits
weird you
from
get this
it
year.
for real. Yeah, I think we really do. Because I think even my piece out there, I thought about you.
True,
as far as when you explored that a few years ago, and so.
Yeah, there's similarities there for sure.
Yep. So, oh man, yeah, but I think we do. I think it's been kind of sad. Like we do work for each other. It's like therapy, like a therapy group and stuff. But I think like being able to show at the Brick for the past month and stuff, like it was a good turnout, to open the night, and people really appreciated it. So hopefully they'll be ready for more of what we do.
Yeah,
from that collective.
Yeah, it's a great group.
Yeah, it is. What's on the horizon for you for this year as far as your art and?
Well, so it's kind of slowing down for me as far as seasonally. A lot of the festivals die off when it gets really hot out.
Right.
So I actually have some space to breathe and be able to create work. Sometimes it's so hard to paint or even just think of concepts and ideas while you're on the grind. So I'm excited to kind of get back into the studio and really focus on some new stuff. And I've also with some more free time, I'm taking on some commissions, doing some murals, both for residents and I just got a mural gig through City of Ocala too.
Oh, really?
So, so that'll be cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Do you know where it's going to be?
It's going to be at Legacy Park.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's going to be like some 4x8 panels.
Oh,
That'll
nice.
be pretty rad, I think.
That's going to be cool, man.
Yeah.
That's neat.
That's going to be cool. When is that set to start? When do they want it done? What are
I
their
think
plans
more
for
or
it?
less kind of by the end of May, probably early June, I think is kind of our deadline. So
Okay.
Things are moving a little slow right now, but as soon as we get everything together as far as materials and all that, and I think I'll be able to work from home actually because they're
that's cool,
they're they're like just like sheets of aluminum, so it's pretty easy to transport for the most part. So
that's gonna be cool, man.
Yeah,
I look forward to seeing that for sure. What have you think you have to like? I wanted to ask a question just about the past year or so. Like, what challenges you think you had to overcome or work through to get some things done artistically?
I honestly feel like some of the hardest things that I've gone through have just been like mental blocks and just like not just trying to figure out this art world and it's very open-ended, being a painter. So a lot of people get into teaching, which I plan to start doing some workshops and that kind of thing. But I think it's kind of important to be pretty well-rounded. I don't know if that answered your question.
No, it's the truth that comes out of you, baby. It's keeping the real part, you know. That's cool, man. I want to thank you for coming on and sharing with us, man.
Thank you so much.
Thank
It was a pleasure.
This was dope. This is cool, man. This is cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so it's been another conversation with coffee. Not much coffee
Not
right
much
now.
coffee. It's water.
But Jordan Shapot definitely kept it real with us. We'll see you next time.
Peace.
Take care.
Cool, man. Thank you so much.
Oh, thanks, guys.
Thank you.